And we are back finally again with Mitzi Perdue. She has published a memoir, Tough Man, Tender Chicken, telling the business and life lessons of her late husband, Frank Perdue. And you happened to randomly open up to one of the principles, and it was so rich. Talk to us about one of the lessons.
Okay, one of the lessons is make people feel important. And this is a business lesson. And I'd like to say some of the things that Frank did to make people feel important.
Sure.
One of the things that I'm really, really proud of is from the beginning of our marriage, we would entertain 100 people a week, 3 times a month.
Oh my.
He had a goal of entertaining every single person who worked for him. Or actually, he would not have put it that way. He'd say who worked with him. And say would have the administrative assistants one week, we might have the sanitation workers the next, the truckers the next. And the way it would work out would be, it would be a huge buffet dinner. And he would often stand behind the buffet line himself and serve people, which I think is neat.
It is.
And then at the end of it, he would tell people, you know, from the horse's mouth, not the chicken's mouth, he would tell them, you know, what's going on in the company right now, what are the issues, so that they'd have, you know, sort of a feel of what this team was that they were part of. And then at the end, he'd say something, in one form or another, he'd say the same thing, which is thanking them, saying that he knew the company wouldn't be what it is today without them, and that every job is important, and he recognized that.
Wow.
And
I can't imagine what the workers felt like.
Yeah, I'm told that there's no Fortune 500 size company ever that has a goal of having everybody who works for them.
I can't imagine. I mean, it really probably does speak to who he was. How's it doing? How's the book tour, just the whole, is it what you'd hoped it would be for his legacy and for yours?
Well, what I'm really excited about is that it has reached number 22 for business biographies in Amazon. And since there are, now this is kind of amazing, but 3,500 books are published a day. Amazon has like tens of millions. So to be number 22 is making me feel pretty good.
Yes. And so is it readily available for people who might, you know, New Year's is right here for people
resolutions.
interested? Yes. I'm going to start that small business and turn it into something large. They can go obviously on Amazon.com and get it.
Yeah, the only place locally you can get it is at Salisbury University's bookstore. But buy from Amazon because I want to keep up in those ranks.
Right, 22, 21, 20, and on and on and on. So, final word, what has it meant to you to be able to not only write this but now share it with Delmarva and beyond?
Well, on a very personal level, I was really down after Frank's death. This sort of has made me happier than I've been since his death, because talking with all these people who knew him and loved him, it was like bringing him to life, in a way.
And that's been 9 years, almost 10, that he...
It will be 10 next year.
And I was going to ask, the people, how did you decide which people to interview or who to ask?
That was fairly easy. I wanted people who knew him, like, from early on. Okay. So I would particularly specialize in people who had worked for Perdue for like 25 or 30 years. And people who knew him like from the beginning.
And had that longevity. And it's all here in the book. We can get an insight into Mr. Perdue, Tough Man, Tender Chicken, and all that has catapulted that company to what it is today. Wow, thank you for sharing.
It's certainly been my pleasure.
It's such a rich legacy, and it's available to you, Tough Man, Tender Chicken, Business and Life Lessons from Frank Perdue, written by his wife, his widow, Mitzi Perdue. Thank you so much for sharing with us this morning. It's been a delight.
It's been a joy, and I wish you and everybody else a very happy New Year.
Indeed. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you for watching Good Things Delmarva. And remember, catch us here every Sunday morning. If you have good things to share, email me, Lanita_Wesson at WMDT.com. We will see you next week. Have a beautiful and purpose-filled day.